If a man ever looks me in the eyes and, like, tells me to my face that my behavior is off-putting, security will literally have to escort me off the premises. I mean, I am not cute.
Please. Security wouldn't even have the reaction time to reach you, honestly.
They would have to carry me out by my arms and legs. I would be kicking the door frames.
You would be in an entirely different time zone out of pure, unadulterated rage before they even unclip their walkie-talkies.
Yeah.
Like, you would simply vaporize on the spot and create a localized seismic event.
I would absolutely take the entire villa down with me. But, anyway, babes, welcome back. We love you. We see you. And, babes, happy weekend.
Happy weekend, Snark Squad. And honestly, we need it because our mission today is absolutely critical.
Oh, it is. We are unpacking the toxic, emotionally radioactive wasteland of Love Island UK Season 13, Episode 11.
Right, because we need to figure out exactly why, like, male fragility, weaponized therapy speak, and pretty privilege are currently holding this entire cast hostage.
Hostage. They are in the trenches. Which is exactly why we are heavily medicated today with what is, without a doubt, the drink of the summer. Babes, the peach white sangria is officially on deck.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And if you do not have a peach white sangria in your hand right now, I mean, I need you to pause this, walk to your kitchen, and fix your life immediately.
Checks.
We are treating this reality TV drama as an academic sociological text today, and you simply cannot study human disaster unhydrated.
You really can't. And, like, this drink is the absolute pinnacle of beverage perfection. We just need to unpack the psychology of the peach flavor for a second.
C2.
It is immaculate, it is juicy, it is sweet, but has that slight acidic bite, you know? Honestly, every single patio on the face of the earth should be legally required to serve it by the pitcher.
A legal mandate, I agree.
If I sit down at a patio and there is no peach white sangria on the menu, I am standing up. I am calling my legal representation, and I am leaving the establishment.
Just because white sangria feels effortlessly classy, you know, like, let's be real about what the drink signals to the world.
It's a status symbol.
It really is. It screams, you know, I have my life together, my credit score is excellent, I have a healthy 401k, and I definitely own matching linen sets.
Even if your apartment looks like a bomb went off.
Exactly. It projects total control. Red sangria is fun, sure, but it's chaotic. And crucially, it stains your teeth.
Oh, massive red flag for us.
Right. As dental professionals, we simply cannot endorse that kind of reckless enamel behavior. White sangria is pure, unbothered, main character energy. I'm already planning to make another pitcher tonight.
Oh, I might make 3 after the week we've had.
Truly.
Because if you want to talk about unbothered main character energy, we have to give the Snark Squad our online dating update.
Oh, God. Do we have to?
We have to because, babes, the ecosystem out there is a complete catastrophe. Tinder is a mess. Hinge is a wasteland. Honestly, they're all a mess.
A literal wasteland of unwashed sheets, unearned confidence, and a desperate cling to crypto portfolios. It is an anthropological nightmare.
You have no idea. Let me set the scene for you with my week. I matched with this guy whose entire personality, his entire core ethos, was entrepreneur.
Oh, no. Not the entrepreneur bio.
Yes. You know the exact archetype. Every picture on his profile is him pointing aggressively at a whiteboard with incomprehensible charts.
Or standing entirely too close to a leased luxury car that he definitely doesn't own.
Literally a leased BMW. But I thought, you know, let's give him a chance. Maybe he has drive. So we sit down for coffee. 10 minutes in, the lattes arrive, and suddenly the date just, it pivots.
Wait, pivots how?
It turns into a literal rehearsed pitch for a cryptocurrency side hustle.
I am screaming he brought out the imaginary slide deck.
He wanted me to join his downline. He didn't want to date me. He wanted to recruit me into his digital pyramid scheme.
That is deeply embarrassing for him.
He started talking about Web3 and passive income and how fiat currency is a trap. I realized with absolute horror that I wasn't on a date. I was in a timeshare presentation, but for internet money, that doesn't exist.
See, this is what happens when you swipe right on men who use the word hustle as a noun. It is a massive neon sign that says, I will try to monetize your affection.
Oh, 100%. But wait, your week wasn't any better?
My week was arguably worse. I think the economic anxiety of modern dating is reaching a breaking point, honestly.
Lay it on me. What happened?
Okay, so I went on a date, right? Nice restaurant. We sit down. We haven't even looked at the cocktail menu. The bread basket hasn't even crossed the threshold of our table.
Okay, setting the scene.
And the literal first question out of his mouth is, so, How much do dentists actually make?
No, he did not ask you for your W-2 before the appetizers arrive.
He absolutely did.
That is violating every social contract we have as a society.
He leaned in, like very conspiratorially, and just asked for my gross annual income. I just looked at him, took a slow sip of water, and said, enough to cover my half of the bill, which is exactly what we're doing tonight.
Yes. Oh, I love that for you. Establish the boundaries immediately.
It is wild, though. Somehow, despite our careers, we are both significantly further away from finding a traditional partner than when we started this experiment.
We are regressing.
If anything, the second these men hear the word dentist, you can physically see the dollar signs rolling in their eyes like a slot machine. They want us to finance their lives.
They want to be passenger princes.
They really do.
For any of the Snark squad lucky enough to not know that term, a passenger prince is a man who wants to sit in the passenger seat of your leased sedan, control the Spotify playlist, and let you finance his entire existence.
They want us to fund their podcast microphones, basically.
Yes. The reversal of traditional gender roles in dating right now is fascinating, but also just exhausting when it comes with this level of entitlement.
It is pure entitlement. And, speaking of the sheer psychological toll of our profession, our workday highs and lows are absolute proof that being a dentist is somehow only 10% about actual teeth.
It's mostly emotional labor.
Exactly. The other 90% is purely therapy, crisis management, and IT support.
It is a circus. What was your high and low today? Give me the clinical breakdown.
Okay, so my high, I achieved the impossible. I finished every single appointment ahead of schedule for the first time in maybe 6 weeks.
Oh, wow. That is an Olympic victory.
It felt like it. I was moving with the precision of a Swiss watch. But my low completely brought me back down to earth.
What happened?
I spent 15 solid minutes, highly billable minutes, mind you, doing tech support for an elderly patient who had locked themselves out of their AOL email account.
Not the AOL account. Are those even still active?
Yes, we didn't even talk about their gums. I didn't even look at an x-ray. Just sat there in my scrubs, helping them reset their password and navigate two-factor authentication.
Oh, my.
Yes, so they can forward minion memes on Facebook to their grandkids. That was my medical contribution to society today.
We are healthcare professionals. We went to medical school for years for this.
I know.
But honestly, I love that for them. Sometimes you just have to heal the soul before you heal the enamel.
Very true. Okay, what was your high and low?
Okay, my high, I had a very nervous patient today, like absolutely terrified of the drill, trembling in the chair. We did a lot of breathing exercises, talked through the whole procedure, and they left smiling.
Ah, that's sweet.
They actually came back an hour later and brought homemade cookies for the entire staff. It was so wholesome, my heart completely melted.
See, that is genuinely lovely. It almost makes the student loans worth it. But I know you, so what was the low that inevitably ruined your day?
Oh, the universe humbled me immediately. A child, probably 7 years old, sat in my chair for a routine cleaning.
Uh-oh. Children are ruthless.
He stared at me dead in the eyes for about 30 seconds, completely unblinking, and then confidently informed everyone in the room that I look exactly like his aunt who sells scented candles online.
Oh my God. Not the scented candle aunt.
Yes.
That is a devastatingly specific aesthetic roast. Children are the most advanced psychological warfare agents on the planet.
It was so specific. I was spiraling. I was looking in the mirror like, am I giving strong patchouli energy today? Is my messy bun crossing the line into multi-level marketing territory?
They sense weakness. They look into your soul and find the exact sentence that will haunt you for a decade.
They really do.
Which, ironically, is exactly how baking feels to me. Because before we came to the studio today, we decided we needed to bake something to soak up this sangria.
We attempted to bake muffins.
We did. And babes, I just need to use this platform to give a massive shout out to all the bakers of the world, because social media lies to us every single day about how easy this is.
It was a crime scene, a culinary disaster of epic proportions. Like, flour somehow ended up on the ceiling fan. I don't even know the physics of how that happens in a standard kitchen.
It was defying gravity.
And look, I am a creative spirit. I believe baking is an art, not a science. I treat measuring cups as, like, optional suggestions.
Which is utterly terrifying to watch as an analytical person, by the way.
A dash of this, a vibe of that. If the ancestors say stop pouring the vanilla, I stop pouring.
I was standing there obsessively reading the recipe like it was a complex surgical procedure. I was measuring baking powder down to the exact fractional millimeter.
That's so stressed.
I wanted the leavening agents perfectly balanced. Meanwhile, you were just throwing handfuls of refined sugar into the bowl like you were feeding pigeons in a park.
It works. The kitchen looks like it was hit by a localized blizzard, but somehow, miraculously, defying all known laws of chemistry, the muffins are absolutely incredible.
It really are. We are multi-talented.
We are. But babes, enough about our own dating disasters and kitchen fires. Let's head into the villa, because this episode has absolutely broken my brain.
It was a masterclass in emotional destruction. Like a true sociological study in male fragility, double standards, and the sheer destructive power of unchecked egos.
Let's start right at the beginning with the dumping, because we have to recap this emotional exit before we get to the absolute warfare.
Right. Robin is officially the first single dumped from the island, aside from George Knight, obviously, who had to leave earlier.
We have the recoupling. Tommy saves Ellie, and Simba swoops in and chooses Angelista.
Which, strategically, was the exact right move for both of the new bombshells. They played the mechanics of the game perfectly.
I really did.
But what's really fascinating here is the psychological aftermath. Viewers are already spotting a potential friends-to-lovers pipeline forming between Lorenzo and Ellie.
Oh, I saw that all over Twitter.
Right. Lorenzo went straight over to check on her after the dumping. They just have this very easy platonic chemistry, and in the high-pressure cooker of reality TV, a foundation of actual friendship usually translates into the most stable romance.
I completely see it. They are giving very much like we started as besties and now we are married in the suburbs with a golden retriever energy.
Exactly.
It's the only pure thing left in that house. But we cannot focus on the wholesome stuff right now because we need to talk about the Terrace treason.
Oh, the Terrace kiss.
Angelista and Simba's secret Terrace kiss. I was physically screaming at my screen.
It was pure cinema. The producers absolutely earned their paychecks this week. Simba is a reality TV producer's absolute dream scenario.
He is carrying the season.
Let's just analyze how he moved. He walked into that villa, surveyed the landscape, zeroed in on its exact target, stole the girl, and proceeded to start structural fires in every single corner of the house.
Literally.
He pulled Ope aside, looked him in the eye, and said, "I'm a 10 out of 10, mate."
Yeah.
And then proceeded to just caress Angelista right in front of everyone. The audacity is off the chart.
It is the halo effect of ultimate confidence. And I am defending Angelista with my life right now. She is a fine girl. She is gorgeous. She serves body, tea, coffee, matcha, the whole cafe.
The whole cafe.
She should not be shedding a single tear over any man in that villa, especially not Ope. So when she pulled Ope to officially end things, to just dead the whole situation, I was cheering from my couch.
It was a necessary execution. She had to cut the dead weight. But of course, let's look at Opie's reaction.
Oh, don't even get me started.
He gets immediately defensive. He starts complaining about disrespect and a lack of communication. He looks at her and says, "You don't care about my feelings."
The audacity of Ope. I spiraled over this. How can he sit there looking her in the eyes, playing the victim, and be mad that she has a wandering eye when he literally drooled over Victoria and Nia days ago?
Exactly.
He was treating the villa like an all-you-can-eat buffet. He had his cake, he tried to eat his cake, he tried to order a second cake on the side just in case he got hungry later, and now he has no cake.
None.
He is entirely cakeless.
He is completely, fundamentally cakeless. And if we analyze Opie's bruised ego here, it's a textbook case of unexamined male entitlement.
Yes. Unpack that.
He isn't actually mourning the loss of Angelista as a human being or a romantic partner. He is mourning his lack of options. He expected her to function like a backup generator.
A backup generator. That is so accurate.
He wanted her to sit quietly in the corner, loyal and compliant, while he explored every single bombshell that walked through the door. The second she found someone better looking, with a blunt London accent and actual decisiveness, his fragile ego shattered.
Because he cannot process being the one rejected.
Precisely. And then Simba pulls Ope for a chat. Simba essentially tells Ope to his face that he was moving mad and that he deeply embarrassed Angelista when the other girls came in.
The boys get so heated. Simba defends Angelista's honor, which, by the way, all the girls are watching in crisp 4K resolution from the daybeds, completely swooning.
Oh, the girls ignoring the actual substance of the argument just to drool over Simba standing up for his woman was hilarious.
They were mesmerized.
They were exhibiting a pure somatic response to a man taking charge. They didn't care about the logistics of the fight. They were just watching his broad shoulders and going, wow, he is so attractive when he's aggressively confronting another man.
It is the purest form of female distraction. But then we get to the most baffling, psychologically incomprehensible moment of the entire episode.
The hug.
Yes. They are arguing. The tension is thick enough to cut with a knife. They walk away to continue the argument away from the group, and randomly, they hug it out, mid-argument.
Yeah.
They just embrace and dab each other up. How do men just physically fight? Hurl insults at each other's character and then immediately hug? It completely ruined the dramatic tension for me.
It proves that male conflict resolution, especially in the artificial environment of a reality TV villa, operates on an entirely different evolutionary plane. This is primate dominance theory playing out in real time.
Wait, unpack that. Primate dominance theory. Are you saying they're literally just acting like monkeys in a zoo?
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
It is the shallowness of villa male camaraderie.
Yeah.
Deep down, their subconscious realizes they are trapped in a house together.
True. They can't escape.
They have to sleep in the same room, use the same bathroom, and eat at the same table for the next 4 weeks. So their brains short-circuit the conflict.
Oh, I see.
They puff out their chests, fight for dominance, establish who the alpha is, which Simba clearly won, and once the hierarchy is reset, they hug it out to ensure group survival.
Oh.
It's primitive. It's not about resolving the emotional core of the argument. It's about resetting the pack dynamics.
See, I disagree. I don't think it's deep evolutionary psychology. I think it's entirely performative, fake camera behavior.
You think it was just PR?
Absolutely. Ope realized he was looking like a villain, Simba realized he was looking too aggressive, and they both remembered there are 60 cameras tracking their every move. The hug was PR. It was a crisis management hug.
That's a cynical take, but in reality TV, the cynical take is usually right. Either way, the hug was a Band-Aid on a bullet hole, and that bullet hole was ripped wide open by the absolute warfare of the challenge.
It's not that deep challenge. Spoiler alert for the Islanders. It was deep. It was Mariana Trench deep.
The mechanics of the challenge were simple, yet designed by the producers purely for maximum psychological destruction.
Slide down a slip and slide into a pool, grab a cocktail, read a secret anonymous confession from an islander of the opposite sex, and throw the drink at the person you think is guilty.
It is a recipe for absolute disaster.
Let's talk about Lorenzo's math. Lorenzo's confession is that he has slept with 11 women, but he only remembers 3 of their names.
Insane.
He claims he only remembers the 10 out of 10s and that he simply, quote, doesn't remember his past.
Lorenzo is acting like an absolute, unapologetic himbo. And we need to dissect the himbo psychology for a second. The audacity of being proud of this is staggering.
He was smiling.
He is standing there, completely unbothered, acting like his brain just has a limited RAM storage capacity for human names. And once he hits 4, the oldest file gets deleted to make room.
I was genuinely offended by this. Jasmine rightfully calls him out. She points out that women are actual human beings, not just numbers on a scoreboard, and it's fundamentally disrespectful to share the most intimate physical act with someone and just discard their name like a used napkin.
She was right.
But then, Priya, sweet, chaotic, Priya chimes in to defend herself in her own confession by admitting she keeps a literal notes app list of her bodies.
A spreadsheet.
She keeps a digital spreadsheet of her conquests. We have to debate this right now, which is worse. Forgetting the names entirely because you see women as disposable, or maintaining an active Microsoft Excel spreadsheet of everyone you've slept with?
Okay, let's break this down. From a purely psychological standpoint, Priya's Notes app is giving strong serial killer manifesto vibes.
It really is.
Keeping a digitized, itemized inventory of human conquests is terrifying. It turns intimacy into data entry. But Lorenzo's blatant objectification is also wild. He literally said, I don't remember my past, like he's Jason Bourne suffering from tactical amnesia.
I'm going to argue that Priya's list is actually a coping mechanism for modern dating volume. We meet so many people on apps, we go on so many dates, that keeping a list is almost just like administrative upkeep.
Administrative upkeep. You're defending the spreadsheet.
Yes, because Lorenzo, forgetting the names, is malicious neglect. He remembers the 10 out of 10s, which means he is actively assigning worth and deciding who deserves the basic dignity of a name. Lorenzo is worse.
I can see the argument that Lorenzo is worse morally, but Priya's list is worse from a cybersecurity perspective. What if she gets hacked? What if she leaves her phone in an Uber?
Oh, that would be tragic.
They're both terrible in entirely different, fascinating ways.
Let's pivot to Sean and Lola, because this money fight hit entirely too close to home for anyone living in the current economy.
Oh, this was rough.
Sean's confession is that money is the least important factor in a relationship. Good vibes only. Lola's confession is that she specifically wants a man who earns more than her.
And Sean immediately gets defensive. He puffs up his chest and calls her superficial and materialistic.
Which is so unfair.
I am completely 100% on Lola's side here, and let me explain why. Lola calmly explained that she wants 4 kids and she wants to be a stay-at-home mother, which means she needs a massive family budget. Let's do a reality check for Sean. 4 kids in this economy. In 2026, Sean is living in a Disney fairy tale if he thinks money doesn't matter.
A total fairy tale.
If you want a massive family, someone has to pay for the diapers, the daycare, the organic snacks, the braces, the club sports, the college funds. Money makes the world go round, and Sean, acting like it's a dirty word, is incredibly naive.
It's worse than naive, honestly. It's manipulative. Sean wants the aesthetic of a large traditional family, but he wants to shame Lola for pointing out the logistical reality of funding that family.
Exactly.
You cannot pay a mortgage with good vibes and a warm smile. You cannot buy groceries with love. Lola is just operating in reality, and Sean is operating in a rom-com from 2004.
Exactly. And then we hit the wandering eye double standard, which was the most glaring hypocrisy of the night.
I was blinded by the hypocrisy.
Simba admits to having a wandering eye in his confession, and suddenly the girls are all bending over backwards to defend him. Jasmine literally says, "Oh, a wandering eye's okay, you can wander and flirt as long as you don't act on it."
The hypocrisy was blinding. The glare from the double standard was hurting my eyes. The girls completely crucified Ope for saying the exact same thing earlier in the week.
Oh, they destroyed Ope for it.
Ope was public enemy #1. He was on trial for war crimes because of his wandering eye. But when Simba says it, suddenly it's totally fine and just natural male curiosity.
Let's explain exactly what's happening here. This is the literal textbook definition of pretty privilege.
Say it louder for the people in the back.
Pretty privilege is a cognitive bias where people assume that physically attractive individuals possess other positive traits, like morality or kindness, the halo effect. Simba is gorgeous, he has that accent, he just saved Angelista in a highly romanticized way, so his flaws are minimized.
Scree pass.
Oh, fumbled the bag. He looked desperate, so his identical flaw gets him the firing squad. Attractiveness literally changes how society judges your moral character.
It is so unfair, but it is the brutal reality of human nature. But the cheating confessions were where the real logic gymnastics happened. This is where I almost threw my sangria at the television.
The Aiden and Yasmin situation.
Yes. Aiden's confession is that he texted another girl and slept with someone on a break queue. The Ross Geller friends jokes, obviously.
Obviously.
He tries to defend it. Then Yasmin's confession is that she accidentally told her current boyfriend, "I love you," using her ex's name. Aiden tries to equate his conscious cheating with her accidental name slip.
Aiden's logic here is not just flawed, it is actively manipulative. I will completely tear this apart right now. Let's look at the mechanisms of these two actions.
Please do.
Cheating, texting another girl, setting up a rendezvous, and physically sleeping with someone else is a conscious, premeditated series of choices. You have to unlock your phone, open the app, type the message, get in a car, and actively decide at 20 different junctures to betray your partner.
Yes, it requires logistics.
Exactly. Slipping up and saying an ex's name out of habit is a neurological brain glitch. It is a misfiring of synapses in the hippocampus. It means your mouth moves faster than your brain while accessing a familiar emotional pathway.
It's just a habit.
To equate a biological brain glitch to a premeditated, logistical infidelity is absurd. He is trying to create a false equivalence to minimize his own guilt.
He was literally like, "Oh, you said a name. I slept with someone. I guess we're even then. We're both toxic." No, Aiden, you are not even. You are playing an entirely different sport. It is gaslighting at its finest.
It really is.
And speaking of manipulation, let's look at the fallout from this challenge. Because after the game ends, the boys decide to collectively pout. They gather on the sun loungers, entirely isolated from the girls, and give them the silent treatment.
They collectively unionized to throw a tantrum. They formed a localized echo chamber of victimhood.
I completely lost it over the male fragility. The men in this villa are acting like passenger princesses. They want to be grafted for, they want to be chased, they want their egos stroked, and the absolute second they face a little bit of valid criticism during a game, they completely shut down.
It's actually worse than just sulking. If you listen closely to their dialogue on those chairs, they were weaponizing therapy speak.
Oh, they were.
You hear them throwing around phrases like, "We're dealing with double standards." And men have feelings too. Our boundaries are being crossed. They are completely misusing clinical psychological concepts just because they got their feelings hurt and a girl threw a cocktail at them.
Yes. It's the TikTok vilification of therapy.
They're adopting the language of systemic injustice to avoid taking accountability for their own bad behavior.
They learned the word boundary yesterday, and now they use it to defend themselves from facing any consequences. So Jasmine, who is absolutely running this villa into the ground with her bare hands, storms over to the boys.
Here comes the principal.
She stands over them and tells them to their faces that they are moping around like children. And you know what? She was entirely correct.
She wasn't wrong.
But Kevin, her 21-year-old partner, pulls her aside later. He looks exhausted. He admits he hates girls who need to be the center of attention and cause scenes. Jasmine proudly looks at him, completely unashamed, and says, I do a bit. I love inserting myself into drama.
The age gap is screaming at us right now. Kevin is acting significantly more mature at 21 than Jasmine is at 27. Let's look at the psychology of loving drama.
What's driving it?
Jasmine lacks the introspection to realize that constantly being the loudest, most combative voice in the room is exhausting for a romantic partner. She thinks her chaos is a cute personality trait, a quirk. She just fully leans into the chaos because it gives her a sense of control and significance in the villa.
She is chaotic, or maybe chaotic neutral, honestly. But then we have the Samraj versus Priya argument, which escalated so fast.
That was intense.
Samraj, who is usually so quiet, tells the girls they had a herd mentality during the challenge. Later, he realizes he was a bit harsh and tries to apologize to Priya privately. But when she coldly calls his excuse pathetic, he snaps. He calls her embarrassing, and she literally tells him to F off.
Who argues with Samraj. He has been the calmest, most emotionally regulated presence in the villa. But let's look at Priya's side of this. Her stock is falling rapidly with the audience.
It is tanking.
Samraj attempted a repair attempt, a vital part of conflict resolution. He apologized. Instead of accepting it or calmly declining, she antagonized him with the word pathetic, specifically attacking his masculinity. He reacted defensively, and then she immediately played the victim.
She totally baited him into exploding so she could look like the injured party. I was screaming at the television, but even that argument was completely overshadowed by Aiden's absolute villain moment.
Oh, this was dark.
This was the darkest moment of the episode for me. Aiden pulls Jasmine for a chat. Mind you, he is not coupled up with Jasmine. They have no romantic history. He pulls her aside just to tell her that her loud behavior is off-putting and that he would never, ever want to date someone like her. Jasmine immediately breaks down in tears.
It was incredibly cruel, highly calculated, and completely unnecessary. We need to ask why Aiden felt the need to inform a woman he isn't even dating that he finds her unattractive as a partner.
Why did he do it?
It's pure arrogance, mixed with a technique called negging. He wanted to knock her down a peg because her confidence threatened him. He assigned her worth based solely on his own personal desire for her.
That is so gross.
And the ultimate irony here, Kevin, his 21-year-old younger brother, literally had to parent him. Kevin had to go do damage control, pull Aiden aside, and tell him his behavior was unacceptable.
It is so deeply embarrassing when the 21-year-old has to parent the older brother. It shows such a lack of emotional development on Aiden's part. I spiraled over how nasty and deliberate Aiden was. He wanted to break her spirit.
He really did.
But amidst all this trauma, tears, and shouting, who comes sliding in through the background? Lorenzo. Lorenzo provides a masterclass in opportunism.
Lorenzo is a strategic sociopath, and I say that with the utmost clinical fascination. Let's map out his move.
Walk me through it.
While Kevin is busy putting out the emotional fires his brother started, leaving Jasmine vulnerable and crying on the daybed, Lorenzo sweeps in. He sits down, comforts her, validates her feelings, and uses the sheer chaos of the evening to get back in her good graces. He is either a complete idiot stumbling into success or a tactical genius playing 4D chess.
He is a tactical genius hiding behind a himbo facade. He saw a crack in the armor, he saw Kevin was distracted, and he took a shot. He played the rebound savior perfectly.
It's the classic white knight maneuver, executed flawlessly in the middle of a war zone.
This villa is a literal war zone, and we need to evaluate these survival strategies. If we are grading their actual dating strategies, we need to issue some report cards. Let's get to segment 1, grafting report card. Let's look at Simba first.
Okay, hit me with your grades.
I am giving him an A+ for flirting, an A+ for confidence, a B for communication, a C for delusion, and an overall game grade of A. He moved perfectly to secure Angelista.
I agree with the A for his overall game, but I'm going to challenge his communication grade.
Really?
He was very blunt with Ope, which was great television. But let's think long term. Is his openly admitted wandering eye going to sink him later? He communicated too much truth. He secured Angelista, but can he keep her when Casa Amor happens?
No, Casa Amor is going to ruin him.
The delusion grade might need to go up if he genuinely thinks he can play the field now that he has her without facing consequences.
That's a fair point. Transparency isn't always a good strategy if the truth is toxic. Next up is Ope. I am giving Ope a D for flirting, a B for confidence, a hard F for communication, an A+ for delusion, and an overall game grade of F.
A total fail.
He completely failed. He thought he could keep Victoria and Angelista on a hook simultaneously, like he was the lead on The Bachelor. He severely overestimated his own market value in the villa.
I concur with the F. The delusion is staggering. He genuinely, earnestly believed Angelista was going to sit on the beanbags and wait for him to finish his romantic dates with other women. Zero situational awareness. F-.
Okay, Lorenzo. I am giving him a B for flirting, an A for confidence, a solid F for communication, purely for the 11 bodies, 3 names comment, which was PR suicide, an A for delusion, and an overall game grade of B+.
See, I am actually giving him high marks across the board simply for seizing the opportunity to slide back to Jasmine while Kazan fumbled. The man saw a structural weakness and he exploited it.
I hate that you're right.
That takes a certain level of unbothered, chaotic energy that you have to respect from a gameplay perspective.
I hate that you respect his opportunistic behavior, but you're not wrong that it worked. Finally, Jasmine. I am giving her a B for flirting, an A+ for confidence, a C for communication, a B for delusion, and an overall game grade of C. I love her chaotic energy. I do a bit. It's an iconic self-aware line.
See, I am docking her points heavily. Her overall game is a D for me. Yes. You cannot act like a strict school principal scolding the boys, pick exhausting fights over every little comment, and expect your 21-year-old partner to find that attractive long-term. She lacks the self-awareness to realize she is sabotaging her own relationship for screen time.
Okay, the principal energy was strong, but imagine the group chats right now. For segment 2, the group chat would say, if these islanders had their phones, what would the private WhatsApp groups be saying during these massive emotional blowouts?
Oh, I'll take the boys' WhatsApp chat during their moping phase on the chairs. It'd be an absolute echo chamber of victimhood. The messages would read, bro, they literally don't respect us. We are victims here.
Oh my God.
Don't look at them. Stay strong. Hold the line. Does anyone know where my sunglasses are? I need to hide my tears. Systemic double standards, bro.
It's giving one shared brain cell energy. They were literally passing around a single thought like a hot potato. Okay, I'll take the girls' WhatsApp chat while they were watching Simba defend Angelista in 4K. The messages are flying. OMG, he is so hot when he yells. Should I dump my man right now? Ope looks absolutely ridiculous. Block his number. Do we think Simba's brother is single? Someone run a background check on his Instagram right now.
They completely ignored the intense, borderline aggressive argument just to drool over his broad shoulders and London accent. It's a fascinating look at how conflict can actually heighten physical attraction if the person fighting is defending you.
Looking at all these behaviors, we need to assign some flags to these specific moments. Segment 3, red flag speed round. Green flag, beige flag, red flag, or absolutely, villa security needs to step in. I'll hit you with the scenario, you give me the verdict.
Ready?
Lorenzo forgetting 8 women's names.
Beige flag. Honestly, it's normal for a himbo of his caliber. His brain only has enough RAM to process his chest day gym routine and his daily protein intake. It's not malicious, it's just biological limitation.
Strong disagree. That is a massive red flag. It is highly disrespectful. You are sharing the most intimate physical moment with someone. The bare minimum requirement of human decency is that you can recall the noun used to identify them. Next scenario. Priya's notes app list.
Red flag. Massive neon red flag. Keeping a digital spreadsheet of humans you've slept with is unhinged. It dehumanizes the experience into a data set. What if she gets hacked? What if her cloud storage syncs to the wrong device?
It's terrifying. I agree, red flag. It's too calculated. Next, Aiden telling Jasmine she is off-putting.
Absolutely, villa security needs to step in.
100%. It was unprovoked, it was cruel, and it was completely out of line. He is not coupled with her. He didn't need to say it. He just wanted to break her down to make himself feel powerful. Security, escort him out of the country. Next, open Simba's mid-argument hug.
Beige flag. As we discussed, it's weirdly wholesome, but it also proves that men's brains are wired completely differently when it comes to pack survival.
It is the weirdest display of primate dominance and submission I have ever seen on television. Beige flag, finally. Lola wanting 4 kids and demanding a wealthy husband to fund it.
Green flag. Total green flag.
Green flag. In 2026, honesty about financial stability for a massive family is just smart urban planning. You cannot feed 4 children, clothe them, and send them to school on good intentions alone. The cost of living is astronomical.
It is pure fiscal responsibility.
Hmm.
Good for Lola for saying the quiet part out loud.
At the end of the day, who is actually dictating the sociology of this villa? We need to rank the main character energy. Segment 4, main character energy rankings. I'll go first. My number 1, despite everything, is Jasmine.
Of course you picked the most chaotic person in the room.
She has chaos, she has confidence, and she isn't afraid to scream at anyone. Look, she wouldn't survive a single day in the real corporate world without starting a feud with HR by lunchtime, but for the isolated ecosystem of reality TV, she is the main character. She drives the plot.
I fundamentally disagree with rewarding that behavior. My number 1 is Simba. It is pure romantic potential and alpha energy. He completely dismantled Ope's entire game in 48 hours. His fashion is immaculate, and he isn't afraid to confront the boys. He is running the social hierarchy of the villa.
Okay, fair. My number 3 is Lola and Sean, because they are holding down the only stable romantic potential right now, despite the deeply revealing money fight. They are the anchor couple.
I am putting Lorenzo at number 3. He is utterly unbothered, accidentally feminist when he validates Jasmine's anger against the other men, and he is coasting entirely on pretty privilege. He is a fascinating case study in failing upward.
I think he's useless, but we will have to agree to disagree. And dead last, Aiden and Obley.
Negative main character energy. Pure side villain behavior. They are the evil stepsisters of the villa right now, brooding in the corner.
Truly. Well, I'm finishing the last sip of my sangria. We are emotionally exhausted. This villa is an absolute mess. My vocal cords are strained from yelling at my TV, and my blood pressure is spiking again.
We need to go lie down in a dark, quiet room to let our nervous systems reset. But before we do, I want to leave you with a thought. We obsess over these shows, right? We judge Aiden, we laugh at Lorenzo, we analyze Jasmine's chaos.
We do.
But maybe the reason reality TV is the last true monoculture we have left is because it acts as a mirror for our own suppressed desires. In our real, corporate, polite lives, we can't tell people they're off-putting without getting fired. We can't throw drinks at people who annoy us.
I wish we could sometime.
We watch these islanders because they get to act on every single impulsive, messy, toxic instinct we have to suppress every day, just to function in polite society. They are doing the emotional dirty work for us.
Wow, that is deeply profound and honestly completely true. They are our messy avatars. I love that. Snark Squad, I need you to think about that, and then I need you to get in the comments.
Let us know your thoughts.
Which dating app is the biggest disaster right now? Tinder, Hinge, or the crypto bros on Bumble? Who had the best episode tonight? The boys pouting on the chairs like toddlers, or Lorenzo swooping in like a tactical genius?
And have you ever had a dating experience worse than a crypto pitch or a dentist's salary interrogation?
Spill the tea, we want to read all of it. And are peach white sangrias officially the drink of the summer? Spoiler alert, yes they are.
Thank you so much for joining us on this session. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share this breakdown of human disaster with another snarker who needs a laugh today.
If you know a man who calls women off-putting, definitely do not send it to him. Call security on him instead. Stay flirty, stay messy, and we'll see you on the snark side.